Hey, what's up? This is Jason Drone. Welcome to today's presentation. Actually pretty fired up this morning, which is kind of cool. So first and foremost, today we're going to be talking about email marketing, marketing automation, and basically all things outbound and automated. And it's something that I absolutely love doing, is building systems and sequences that are around for a long time and that do marketing for you. It's what I just love doing it. So first off, if you are on my personal profile or in a group or whatever, might not be so easy to ask questions. So we are going to go ahead and throw in the link to the Done For You Facebook page. Like it if you are there. That would be fantastic. Share this live stream with other people. They will love you for it. And so we're just going to post the comment here. So go to doneforyou.com. Go to doneforyou. Facebook.com/doneforyou.com. And that is where you can ask questions. I think you can ask questions on YouTube too. So today's presentation is entirely about CRM marketing, using marketing in automation and email in order to move prospects through your sequences, through your sales funnel, so that they bond with you, so they, all of that other stuff, basically they bond with you, they buy from you, and then they continue to consume your products and your services and everything once you are done. That is the idea of CRM marketing. Now, most people, when they set up a CRM, when they do email marketing, or at least they first start, kind of setting it up, most people don't, they add a message or two, but they don't necessarily go through and add and write all of the email that they should. And that is a problem, because what happens is, and I am victim of it every once in a while too. Sometimes you just get busy, you set up a list, you add your lead magnet, whatever, and you just don't go through and actually think through all of the different ways that you need your CRM to work for you, to trigger based on, what they do and what they see, and, to trigger based on what pages they go to or what email lists they opt in for. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to draw out a couple different scenarios and just kind of walk through this thing, live with you. So the first scenario, let me kick over my, let me see if I can get my screen here to show my iPad. All right, so we're going to share the screen. You're going to see my entire screen here. And then we are going to, all right, so we're going to share this guy. And then I'm going to drag my screen up. So you should be able to see, okay, cool. You should be able to see what I got going on my iPad now in a minute, once I get this. All right, cool. So this is my iPad screen, and I am going to, all right, yep. So our settings are good. Okay. So from CRM standpoint, basically, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to write CRM marketing up here at the top. Now, the scenarios that we're going to be looking at, one of the most common ones that we get, that we go through, is our webinars. So, or an automated webinar. So there's a couple of scenarios. Basically what we're doing is, from a traffic standpoint, we are looking for Facebook traffic or AdWords. I'm going to set this iPad down so that then, all right, so we have AdWords or banner ads, and this might be retargeting ads or whatever, or maybe even email. And then what we do is we send all that traffic to an automated webinar. So it'll be Facebook, Facebook retargeted email, whatever, into the automated webinar. Now, what happens is there's a couple different scenarios that kind of trigger. So the first is you have people who opt in. So you have your opt-ins and then your no-goes. So your opt-ins, of course, are then going to be pitched your webinar. So they are invited to the webinar when the webinar goes live. If you do like an instant, so the webinar starts instantly on demand, which is how we've been doing it a lot of times. They just kind of, kick right in to the on-demand webinar, and then they are sent out replays. Now, if they don't opt in for your webinar, then what we do is we try to pull them back in through retargeting. So we try to get them to, take action through a retargeted banner ad or through email if we already have their email address. And then from there, they go into that webinar. So ideally, we want to basically get somebody who showed enough interest to hit a landing page, but then not opt in. We want to get them back into the flow of our webinar. Now, once they register, for the webinar, then the process is really pretty simple. I mean, the webinar has some sort of a CTA on it. So it has a, it's either, click the button below to buy something, to go to an order form, or it is click the button below to schedule a call on my calendar. So a lot of high-end services, that ends up being, the offer. Click the button below, set up a call on my calendar, and we'll get onto a consultative sales call. So that's, pretty self-explanatory. But the call to action, and then so we have a certain number of people who jump on the webinar and then get on the call to action. Not everybody does, though. Not everybody who signs up for a webinar is going to end up buying the product, and not everybody who attends the webinar is going to buy the product or going to schedule a call. So what we do is we send emails, and we do banner ads, retargeted banner ads. So from the webinar into that call to action. So we, again, are trying to get them to come back to the call to action so that they actually take action, on that offer. Now, there's a lot of different places that we're going to end up putting email in here. So some of the sequences that we're going to need this sequence right here. So there's a webinar promo sequence. So going into the webinar, once they sign up for the webinar, then there's going to be, the webinar replay email sequence. And then usually we throw a sequence in after here where if that person does not take us up on the offer, we then want them to go to a different offer. So maybe it's a flash sale, or, like a straight up consultative sales call kind of pitch. So then we put some email there. So we have 3 different places that we need email copy in this little workflow. The first is your webinar promo email. So your webinar promo emails typically are 3 emails. And the first email, really, the goal of the first email is to, basically introduce the webinar, introduce the topic, introduce what it is, it's to plant the hook for the webinar. So to talk about why somebody should care that you are doing a webinar. So it might be, 4 steps to, or 7 strategies to, or whatever. But it is to, kind of introduce the idea of this webinar and then break the ice and then move people through. So ideally you want to get as many webinar registrations from that first email as possible. But a lot of times you don't actually get the emails until like the second or third email, so that third email that's sent out 30 minutes before the webinar starts, that's where you end up getting a lot of registrations, so that if it's a live webinar. If it's not a live webinar, then basically, you just kind of hit them all equally. The other sequence you need is a webinar promo or webinar replay email sequence. So the webinar replay sequence that we use is 6 emails. And those emails have a very specific formulaic way that we promote. So the first two emails are replay promos. So those replay promos, what we're doing is we're dropping the link for the webinar replay itself. So we're saying, if you missed the replay, go back and watch it here. So the whole goal is to get them to come to the replay, to open the email, click the link, and then go rewatch the replay in hopes that they make it all the way to the call to action and then they end up buying. So then the next email, so this is day 1 and 2. Day 1 and 2. Day 3, we send one email. And this has the replay promo, a replay link, and then the offer link. So the replay link and the offer link, it's important that it includes both, because what happens is on this replay, or after this email, we take down the replay. So we use a piece of software like Deadline Funnels to remove the replay, so it's no longer up in live. And then the offer link is then stays for the rest of this promotion. So that's day 3. And then what we do is on day 4, day 4, we send one email, and that is offer link. And then day 5, we send 2 emails, and that is the offer link too. So usually we try to close it down on that 5th day. So it will end up being, buy before midnight tonight. And then what we do is we send it usually at 7 a.m. and then we send it again at 7 p.m. And the subject line of the 7 p.m. email is 5 hours left. And then 7 a.m. is usually something like closing soon. And while we're on the subject of subject lines, this replay promo, email number 1 needs to be replay link in all lowercase letters. And then email 2 is replay link. If you change these subject lines, the open rate will go down. I'm just saying, like we have like I said, we have a very formulaic process to writing copy. And it's because everything has been split tested excruciatingly. And every time we have a client who changes the subject lines, the response goes down without a doubt. So, don't change subject lines. Now, so the webinar promo email copy, and then we have the webinar replay email copy. And then we usually have like a flash sale. So depending on the client, depending on the offer, what we'll do is put together like a flash sale promo. And the flash sale promo is usually 4 emails, and it's a 3-day sequence. So email 1 is flash sale or discount or whatever, so this introduces the flash sale, introduces the discount, and usually we try to have like a higher than 50% off, so that it's pretty attention grabbing. Email 2 is expires tomorrow usually, and we reinforce the 50% off. And then email 3 and email 4 both go out on that 3rd day, and it is, closing tonight. If we have a physical product, then physical product, digital product, anything that is like order form based, then we close it down. If it's consultative call, so we have a consult, then we usually do something like time is booked, time is valuable, the calendar is, closing down, like all of that kind of stuff. So by and large, what we try to do is we try to, basically open up the offer, close the offer down through email. And then we use banner ads. We use banner ads and retargeting and stuff to move somebody through that process. So that's the CRM marketing strategy for an automated webinar, which tends to be one of our most powerful, one of our most popular. Now let's see. Bill's on. What's up, Bill? Look at you. I just got to post you there, right? That's pretty cool, right? Okay. So, all right. So we have, look at that. All right. Now, so that's the first time I've ever been able to post, somebody a comment here, which is pretty freaking cool. So, that's our email marketing kind of CRM marketing strategy. Did you like that? I mean, if you liked it, let's see, we can throw up. There's another one that we've been messing with quite often. A fully qualified lead CRM marketing strategy. So basically, what we do is we kind of use the same. We use the same traffic. The same traffic sources. I'm going to go through and throw the screen back up for that one. All right. Let's see. We're going to throw this up. Okay, cool. And then I'm going to put my screen back to where it was. All right. Okay. Now, there's another sales funnel that we really, really, really love to build right now. And it's a fully qualified lead VSL funnel. Now, these things are super hot right now because people have a very immediate gratification, kind of MO going on. And everybody's online right now. So not only is everybody on Facebook and in Google looking for answers, to try to figure out how to get through this crazy shit that we're going through, but they also are busy. Like their kids are home and they're doing homeschool and whatever. So they're wanting to make decisions quickly. And the easier you can get somebody, kind of the more simple you can make the process in the sales flow, the better it ends up being. So what we've been doing is putting together these FQL, the fully qualified lead sales funnels for any service business. So what we're doing is we're saying, okay, we're gonna here's a sales video. And this isn't even a sales video. I mean, the purpose of the sales video is to get somebody to fill out a form, and that form then gets routed to a sales rep or you or, like the owner or whatever. And basically what we do here is we send traffic in the front side. So we have Facebook and AdWords and email or whatever, whatever it ends up being. So we go here and then bink, bink, bink into the sales video. We retarget that guy, and then we end up moving people into sales. Now, once they schedule a call on this calendar, then this process goes into like onboarding, boarding, proposals, all the business 101 kind of stuff, basically. But what we're doing is we're using the sales video. We're using a web page to get somebody to raise their hand and say, yes, I am interested in what it is you do. And I want to talk to somebody about it. And then somebody then, customizes the offer, puts it in a proposal, sends them, and then goes from there. So mortgage brokers, oh geez, we've done this for everybody. Mortgage brokers, working capital, even like dental, so there's so many different verticals and spaces, internet marketing, SEO, content marketing, so many different verticals that this works for. There's some CRM marketing opportunities that fall out of this though. So the first is, I'm going to switch it to purple here, but the first is anybody who goes to this page, but then does not fill out that form is going to be entered into an email marketing campaign. And those email promos it's a VSL promo sequence. And it's usually 4 emails. And it basically goes through and says, okay, hey, we noticed that you watched the video on getting working capital for your business, but you didn't apply. So, and then you start the conversation through email and try to get them back to, this sales video, which then ultimately helps them apply. So this sequence, 4 emails, the first one always goes out 30 minutes after. So if they're on this page and then if they're on this page and then don't apply within 30 minutes, then they get triggered into an email marketing campaign. The next one usually goes out 24 hours after that. And then the next one goes out 24 hours after that. And one of the reasons we use 24 hours is because we know that they were online, like let's say it's 2 p.m. Eastern. Let's say it's 2 p.m. Eastern. We know that they were online, here. So we assume that they're going to be online here as well, because people are creatures of habit. So a lot of times we're online at the same times throughout the day. If it's not exactly the same times, it's usually pretty close. So that's one of the reasons why we kind of keep to this schedule, as opposed to like rerouting this email at 7 a.m., which means this email is going to be 7 a.m. So it's just kind of understanding how people are working. Now, if they fill out the form right here, they schedule the call. So they schedule with the sales rep. But yet they don't show up. There's all kinds of other, email marketing, CRM marketing campaigns here that we can spin off. So we can do no show emails. Another one is going to be like a retaining email. So let's say they were a nurture email sequence. So they came to the call, but they weren't ready to start up. So in this case, you would send them to blog posts, videos, like that kind of thing. And then of course, if they get the proposal, then you would send them like a taking action kind of email sequence. So basically you want to follow up on the proposal and keep them warm, but you don't want to, so they got the proposal from you. I mean, that's like the ultimate action that they could want, except for saying yes and giving you their credit card. So you want to treat these people really, you want to treat them really, really, really well. You still want to bond with them, but yet you still want to close them. So this is very much like a kind of a closing sequence. And it ends up being, pretty customized. It's probably customized from a person to person standpoint, like these guys, like this one, the nurture sequence can be largely automated. The no-show emails can be pretty automated. But there's the closing sequence. We also send an email. So there's kind of a ninja, I don't know if it's a ninja strategy, but it's just something we've done forever. And it always has made a really, really big difference in consultative sales calls and how well they work. And we've always tried to implement it with clients, even if they've pushed it back. And that is within 24 hours of them booking a call, you should send a personal email and ask a question. So it's really, really, really super important if you're selling on the phone to do this. So basically, somebody fills out a form on your website. They watch a video, they fill out a form, and they are in process with you. They book a call on your calendar. Now, not everybody's going to show up to that call. I mean, there are some chuckleheads online, and they just won't. They were testing out your processes. I cannot tell you how many times that's happened to us. They were just trying to see what happens. Like, well, I'm going to fill out this form and with some bogus dummy information and then see what happens. So they leave and, do something else, which is fine. But what we try to do is everybody who schedules a call with us, we always send them a personal one-on-one message, an email that shows that we took some sort of initiative for them. So we visited their website, or we, so you always want to ask a question that gets them thinking and talking, and then hopefully replying to you. And we've worked this into every high ticket sales funnel that our clients have run, and it has been incredible for them. So every once in a while we get, if it's not automated, I don't want to do it. It's like, this is the highest value activity that you can do, because when you start that conversation with somebody before they jump on a sales call with you, when you start that conversation, they are going to buy that much more easily. So jump on email, look them up, friend them on Facebook, look up their websites, like try to dig in and gain a little bit of understanding about what it is they're doing in their business, and then ask a question about how it relates to what they're jumping on the call for. Bring everything close, like close that loop, so that they know that you are going to be on the call or somebody from your team is going to be on the call, but yet they also are going to answer the question, which is going to give you more information that you can use to further customize that sales call. So it really is a win-win solution. Every single, whether you get 10 or 2 or 20 or 30 bookings a day, just make sure that somebody is scheduling a call or somebody is replying to them, to every call that comes in, and just taking 5 minutes out of their day to look through, their answers, and then fire off an email and say, hey, we're going to be talking about this, like blah, blah, blah. I checked out your website and it looks awesome. A couple things you were missing are here, and here. Were you planning on implementing those things? ? Done. Like, if they answer, awesome. If they don't, awesome. It doesn't matter. But the thing is, you got to connect with them. And literally right now, connection is the thing that everybody is striving for. And it's funny, like I have been literally doing the exact same thing for years, working remote, doing what we do. And now it's with everybody craving the connection, with everybody craving, video chat. All of a sudden, the stuff that we do is super fucking cool. So everybody's on Zoom and everybody's, like face-to-face conversations. And it's really intriguing to watch, because at the end of the day, like it's the same as it always has been. Zoom has always been popular, but now because we can't go outside our house, people are connecting and doing meetings and stuff through this medium. They are connecting, and even myself, it's like, well, I'm doing daily live streams. Like, it's crazy. Like I have never done that much, weird. I've never, for 2 weeks in a row, this is the 12th episode. I haven't ever done anything 12 days in a row, at the same time, every single day, in forever. So it's interesting, because even now, like teaching and training and stuff like this is something that, I want to make a difference in the world. I want to help, so, and just a tweak or a thought or something can make that happen. So that's why we do these things. So tomorrow we're going to talk about VSL funnels, I think. And if you need anything at all, go to doneforyou.com. Let me find my little banner here, because I'm still kind of working my way around the software. doneforyou.com/start. Set up a call with our team, and I will talk to you soon in probably like, I don't know, a week or something. We'll get this transcribed and up on the website. I am running way behind on all that stuff. So, we'll get it when we get it. And then tomorrow I'll send out an email letting you know where the live stream is going to be, what the topic is, all that stuff. So I'll talk to you soon. All right. Thanks.